Welcome to the Fort Atkinson High School Theater and the 5th grade Band Parents Night Concert. We ask at this time that any cell phones or noise-making devices are silent so as not to disrupt the performance. In the unlikely event of an emergency, please take a moment to locate the exit nearest you. Tonight's event is being live streamed, the link for which can be found at the Fort Atkinson High School Theater Facebook page or the fortschools.org website. In the event that you need to leave the theater, please wait for the time between songs. As a reminder, please keep your feet off the seats. With that, we'd like to welcome to the stage the 5th grade band under the direction of Miss Andrea Hochfelder.
Good evening. Glad you could all make it tonight. Thank you for being patient while we were all getting settled. We were still trickling in here. That's okay. You know, it's casual tonight, so we're doing good. We are missing quite a few trombones and a few trumpets, unfortunately, but I think we'll get through just fine. So I guess I am Mrs. Hochfelder. I met most of you maybe at a crazy sign-up night, so hoping that things are starting to sound a little bit like music shaping in your homes these days as they are practicing. And tonight we're just basically going to play a few things for you best we can at this time. Most of us have had 3 lessons, and that's not a whole lot right now. So we've been working on 3 basic notes and a few other things. And some of them go a little bit faster, so they're learning a few more, but that's just kind of the way it goes. So tonight, our first one that we're going to play, so everybody should be on page 6, okay? So make sure you're open page 6, the white pages, okay? And we are going to start off by, this is not the very first note, but it's one of the 3. We're going to start with number 4, and I would like the flutes. We're going to have each section kind of play something so that you can hear them. I would like the flutes to play their B flat. It's the easiest one for them to finger, so it's probably, most of them, it's the easiest one to get out. So can you play the B flat, please? Very good. See, it sounds great. All right. Everybody else, we're going to go on to number. So for all of them, this is the most people that have played all at once, right? So it was their first time all together. So kind of sounded, you weren't expecting that, right? Okay. So just some information. We'll kind of go through the handout that you should have picked up out front. So each week, the students have a practice log. This is basically their homework. When I only see them for one time for 25 minutes, it's not a whole lot of time to get a lot done. So it's really up to them to put in that extra time. And I told them all I'm asking is 11 minutes a day, which makes it come out to 77 minutes, which meets their requirement. And so I would rather see days that have zeros and say, get it turned in, you know, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes, something that's showing me that you're doing it and you're trying and you're being responsible to get your practice sheet in. Because that's just the way to keep it accountable and that you're doing it. So if you haven't seen a practice sheet, because you are supposed to sign it when they bring it back each week, start asking, because I've been really good about handing them out to everyone every week. So, and they always know there's extras in the room, so if they forget, or even if you lose it, please just write it on something. Just a review on Monday, I'm at Purdy. That's always the hardest one after the weekend to remember things. So let's do our best to try to remember our stuff. Monday mornings at Purdy, Tuesday at Rockwell, Wednesday, St. Joe's and Luther, and Thursday at Berry, okay? every other week, they have started already. We started last week meeting in a full group rehearsal for each school during lunch recess. So they don't miss any extra class time, just the lunch recess once every 2 weeks. So that gives them an opportunity to kind of play like this and hear each other and prepare for concerts. All right, so we're gonna go back up to number 2, and I would like the clarinets and the trumpets. Now the clarinets and the trumpets, they are in the same key. That means that they can play the same note at the same time. So they're both gonna play a D. And so trumpets, let me hear your D. See if you can find your D. Here's the trumpets. Okay. Clarinets, play your D. There you go. Do it together. Ready? Are you guys in clarinet or trumpet? No, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're all going to play number 2 together. So this is our first, what you want to call, concert, getting this all together. In December, we were going to see them in more of a formal setting, a formal concert setting, along with the orchestra. So December 5th, make sure it's on your calendar, is the holiday concert. And so that's really just a little bit over a month. You know, we got Thanksgiving thrown in there, so we'll be having some lessons in that week before the concert. But that is our next big concert right back here at 6:30 again. Then in February, this is a really fun one. This is a Pops concert when we have all bands from 5th grade all the way through 12th grade. We perform a song together, we perform individual songs. We try to make it more fun. It's also, there's so many of us, we have to do it in the gym. We can't all fit up on stage. So that's one we really look forward to. That's the Pops concert. And then starting in March and April, each school will have the opportunity for their students to kind of showcase themselves at their art and learning fairs. So those dates are also on here. And then we wrap it up in May with the 5th grade band concert. We kind of changed that this year. In the past, they've done band and orchestra together, but the orchestra does have a concert usually like the week after. And so we just kind of decided it was a lot to try to have them do 2 concerts back to back when none of the other orchestras were required to do that in May. So they're doing their separate one with the String Festival, and then we will have one prior to the beginning of the middle school concert that evening on May 19th. So we're going to go back to our first note, number 1, and I would like the saxophones and the horns, French horns. Hold your horns up back there. They're hard to see for everybody, right? And saxophones, go ahead and hold yours up. In case everybody can't see that, you can hear them for sure. Okay? All right, so I would like you guys to play your first note. Go ahead. Ready? There you go. Nice. Okay, everybody. If you haven't figured out already, it's really important to take proper care of our instruments. I've already had, oh, this is happening and this is happening. So Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions whatsoever about how something's supposed to work or how you get a hold of something. So flutes, they should have a cleaning cloth, you know, they need to be nice and polished. You can swab them out every now and then so they don't get the moisture in there. The biggest thing is our woodwinds, the rest of our woodwinds, our saxophones and our clarinets, all those reeds. So I'm seeing chipped reeds a lot all the time already, and that's common. They just need to be very careful and take good care of their reed. They can tell them to put their reed in their mouth right away while they're putting the rest of their instrument together. Make sure that when they take off and put it in its case so that we're keeping our reeds as long as we can. If they're down to only having one good reed, you should be buying another set of reeds for them. It's best, probably at this point, most of them have already gone through 2 or 3 reeds, and you're only given them 3 or 4 with your instruments. So buying a box that will last them a while would be a really good idea. You can contact Reaper. They deliver every Thursday. White House of Music also will deliver. They're usually here on Mondays, so if you want to call it there, that's fine too. And so brass, they'll also need oil, so they should just be using a little bit of oil each week. You don't want to see half the bottle gone after one setting. Okay, they're going to have oil all over themselves. So just a couple drops if they need it, if they get a sticky valve, and they can, as we go, they don't need to give their instruments a bath right now. Some of them I think are like, ooh, we got to take everything out and clean it up. They're in really good shape right now, so after a few months of playing, when you want to get all the grime and stuff, that's when you want to do that. Only brass instruments. Woodwinds do never get a bath because their pads will be ruined, so please don't do that. Percussion. I've been really trying, and this is, I learned last year, the first night, some of the kids went home with the wrong equipment. So I've been starting to mark and put initials on some of their things, so if it hasn't been done already, really try to do that because they're kind of swapping and going back and forth a lot in the back. And so it's really important that they have all of their equipment marked, their stands, like the base of their stands, their bells. You can take a little Sharpie and put their initial right underneath on the bottom, or somewhere where they know where it's at so they can get theirs back at the end of the night, okay? And that's pretty much it. So if you need anything, any equipment or things like that, please contact Reaper or White House and for me, and I will shoot you in the right direction. Okay, so next, number 11. This is, I would like the low brass to play this for me. So my trombones, I am missing about half my trombones back there. I have a lot of trombones this year. Not quite sure where it is at, maybe not half, but quite a few. And I'm gonna have you guys play number 11 for me, okay? I'm gonna do you to demonstrate, and then we're gonna have everybody play. So low brass, let's try it. So you're starting on your D. On number 11, we have incorporated half notes. So you heard them playing just whole notes, which are 4 counts. Now we're gonna play half notes, 2 counts apiece. Some more of the housekeeping business. Please, I said contact me. My number is listed there at the bottom of the page on the handout. I am My home base is the middle school, so that number would patch you through there, but feel free to leave a message because I am there every day. So even if I'm not at the child's school on a certain day, I would get the message because I would be there on that day. If you call your school on a day that I'm not there, I might not get the message. So if you leave it at the number listed there, I will get the message. Email is a great way to get a hold of me too. I'm usually pretty quick about responding there. The report card they will get at the end of this first semester. We don't do grades this first quarter because we're just getting started. So we just do it at the end of the semester. I take into account their performance attendance, so things like tonight and the concerts, showing up for those things, their daily lesson attendance as well when they come for their lesson, and how if they're bringing their things and they're prepared. It shows it's in that responsibility part of that goes along with the report cards. So those are all the things I take into account with the rubric, and you'll see that at the end of the semester. At this point, we're going to put all of our notes together, and we're going to play a little melody. This one's called Cardiff by the Sea, so we're going to do number 12. Everybody has that one up. So this one's a little tricky, because especially for these flutes up here, because they have to try to figure out how to move their fingers over here. And when they're playing, you know, in those other songs, they get a chance in between the notes to move their fingers. But this one makes you move right away. So I told them to do the best they can. I understand we're working on it. It's a little bit different than some of the other instruments, but they're doing a great job. So here's number 12. Everybody with Cardiff by the Sea. So coming up is, I got to put a plug in here, actually November 9th, so it's just a couple of Saturdays from now. The band boosters are putting together our first pancake breakfast. We're trying it. So we are asking just all the 5th grade students and parents to come and eat pancakes. We're not asking you to work this time around. We are technically part of the boosters, but we're giving you a little leeway time getting into the whole organization. So please come and support the band. Part of it is, what's so important about it is that the band boosters help pay for things like field trips and things that we need within the whole department. So it doesn't go for one particular grade or anything. But speaking of that, we do have a field trip coming up in February. A lot of fun. We're going to see the UW band perform at the Overture Center. They do a special presentation for kids, and we have a really fun day of that. We go, and then we have lunch and enjoy our time for a little bit in the afternoon. So it's kind of a whole day thing going over to Madison and back that day. But the boosters help out a lot with that. So if you can help support the boosters, that would be great. And if you feel the need and you really want to help, please contact me. We're always taking volunteers at any time. So, yeah, that's it. And so now I would like, actually, can I have a percussion play number 13? So since they're tricky, this will be the first time they're all doing it together. And they're kind of far away from me. Usually when I'm doing their lesson, I'm right there in front of them, and they know exactly where that beat is. Now I feel like we got all this distance, so we got to try to figure out how to stay together, right guys? So, there's a couple parts. The thing about this next song is it's called a duet. So there's one line that plays one part and another line that plays the other part. And sometimes we think like, what, we play at the same time? But it's different. Yes, that's right. Because that's how we create harmony. So right now they've all been playing this melody together, but now we're going to create a little harmony. We're going to try and give, so we have the bells, we have some on the bells and some on the snare. And so this is 2 for the show, and I got 1 on the bass drum. So we're starting to incorporate other things, other percussion instruments as well. So that's what makes it all fun. Anyway, you ready back there? We're going to try number 13, ready? preparing our big finale here. Before we get there, I did want to talk to you a little bit about, in the spring, I'm going to give them the opportunity to do a little composition, so you're going to see that also in the newsletter. There is what our music department has a performing arts festival day as well. And last year I had about 4 students participate in that from 5th grade. And it gives them an opportunity to prepare a piece that would be something that they would play in front of a judge and be critiqued on how they do. It's a great learning experience, and it's not going to be for everyone, so no worries, but if I feel like the student, and the student has to agree, parents have to agree, I'll have to agree that we're going to do this, give them an opportunity to do that. So along with being able to write some of their own music, this spring we're also going to have them perform in solo form. So, and with that being said, I have already noticed some really outstanding students. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do a student of the month from each school for band. So I thought, what better time than tonight too, since it's almost the end of October, to share with you who my student of the month from each school is here. They had no idea. So, and you know, it's things like, I'm going to make sure that they were turning in their report, or their practice logs, and coming to their lessons, and being ready each week. So it's only been, like I said, 3 times, but I can see some of them starting to show great things. So I'll pick somebody different every month, hopefully for the rest of the year. So it gives us a little something to look forward to, or something to work for each month. And so I'm going to start with Barry. My Barry band student of the month is Eli Bass. And then I have St. Joe's. I have from St. Joe's. My St. Joe's student of the month is Braden Kelly. My Rockwell student of the month is Grace Martin. And my Purdy band student of the month is Bridget Groninger. And Luther student of the month is Kayla Roy. Nice job, ladies and gentlemen. Looking forward to working with you all some more and picking out some more students of the month. Okay, so we're going to finish up with everyone's favorite. I'm sure you've all heard it lots of times at home already. If you turn your page, you'll find hot cross buns, right? All right, here we go. out for now. You're going to hear a whole bunch of different songs in order to get us in the holiday spirit, kind of kicking us off right at the beginning of that season. And this is kind of your initiation if you haven't had a band student already, so you know. We need to clear the stage. So, I have racks, if you wouldn't mind. You can stick around for a few minutes if you have something else to be, I understand. But we have some racks, we need to put all the stands and all the chairs on the racks. I will take the name things off of your stands as well. So, if you can lend a hand. But you guys, don't worry about that, you just need to go and let's do this by section so we're not having just a huge stampede of people out. So, let me have the low brass. Let me have you guys go on out. Trombones, and baritone. You guys can go ahead and start working your way to put your thing. Please don't play. You've done your playing, you sounded great. So you guys are gonna go